That is, of course, the big story tonight. The nation remains on edge after what's being called an attempted assassination on the former president. The former president had been discussing a recent surge of border crossings when those apparent shots were heard there. We see the Secret Service confirming as well that a rally attendee was shot and 2 others critically injured. Now, earlier tonight, President Biden issued a statement to the country and publicly condemned the shooting.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally was a rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate.
Biden says he also reached out to Trump directly and he plans to speak with him in the coming days. Well, just a short time later, the former president did issue a statement saying, quote, "It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country." He goes on to say that nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now dead. He says he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. This is coming from a statement on his Truth Social network. "I knew immediately that something was wrong, and what I heard was a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin." The former president also thanking first responders, law enforcement, and saying that his thoughts and prayers are with the victim's family, who was also injured, someone who was attending the rally. Well, of course, a spokesperson for the Trump campaign issuing their own statement saying, quote, that the President Trump thanks the law enforcement and the first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. He is fine, is being checked out at a local medical facility. They say more details will follow. Of course, reactions following and pouring in throughout the country. Let's start with Georgia Senator Jon Ossoff. He issued this statement saying, quote, "I join all Georgians and Americans in condemning this despicable act of violence and pray former President Trump makes a full recovery." He goes on to say that he thanks the Secret Service and law enforcement for their swift response. He also says political violence is never acceptable. Governor Brian Kemp went on social media to say that we are all praying for former President Trump, his family, and everyone at the Pennsylvania rally. Of course, we will continue to monitor this story throughout the newscast and online. We'll have a live report coming up later in the show. Make sure to download the Fox 5 app on your smartphones for the latest updates and make sure that push notification is turned on. You don't want to miss any of it.